on this wild and crazy carousel of life. Any coup, how it changed the path of our lives, set us off a new adventure. This carousel takes us round and round, this labyrinth of life. You can't tell up from down, having so much fun. We forget to check when this crossroads taking us. But hey, here we come, this carousel spins us round so much. Sometimes you don't know should you stay or get off. It's only just begun. Welcome to this wide maze of life.
Hey everybody, it's Gamalad. Welcome to the start of my brand new Let's Play, Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. This is a game I've been really wanting to Let's Play for a while. This is one of my favorite 3DS games of all time, so without any further ado, let's just get started with this new game and just show everything great this game has to offer. Welcome to the world of Persona Q. It's up to you to choose the protagonist of this story. You choose the protagonist will affect how the story develops. Basically, this game has a humongous amount of replay value. Persona Q is a mashup of Persona 3 and 4 where you play as the protagonist of one of the two said games. You can play as either the protagonist of Persona 3, Persona 3 protagonist, a second-year student at Gekkoukan High School, and leader of Seas. He is an investigating Tartarus, saves mankind from the apathy syndrome. So yeah, he has his story, and if we go back to... I return to the title screen. No, I'm already botching this up. Alright, or we can go with the Persona 4 protagonist, a second-year student at Yasugami High School and leader of the investigation team, working to solve the murders in the rural town of Yaso Inaba. So yes, and this is the sort we will be playing through right now, as Persona 4 is my preferred game of the two. I will probably delve more into why later on, but let's deal with this story right here. I'm not sure if in this Let's Play I'll do both stories, because this is a very extensive game for just one side. I am fully aware that to finish the game completely, you have to beat both sides, so we'll see how this project goes along to see if I do end up going through both sides. So, let's start. The story will center around the companions of Persona 4. Enter the protagonist's name. Alright, the character of the protagonist's name will be seen by others through data exchange. Please do not use names that will offend others or include personal information. Alright, so let's see. Alright, use the keyboard to enter the protagonist's last name. Okay, what time do we hit random? Masa, Namba, Kaito, Kazuyu. Okay, so you don't have any of his actual name, Yu Narakume. Or Narakumi. That wouldn't have fit in here anyway. So anyway, let's just go with... Okay, since Patrick won't fit, we'll have to deal with that. Alright, and my last name, it's really stupid because my last name is censored because it's Fagan. F-A-G-A-N. Yeah, laugh it up for now, but we're gonna go with Fagan. Alright, Pat Fagan. Is this name accessible? Yes, it is. Granted, I know it's supposed to be, name the protagonist, but I'd rather use my own name because how these games work is, it builds the narrative as if the game is through your perspective. That's how you shape the main character. So anyway, let's select the game. So this difficulty has no effect on the story, so choose a playstyle that suits your playstyle. You can change difficulty later on while playing as well. But if you select risky, you will not be allowed to change it later. Yeah, we are gonna stay away from risky. You're crazy for choosing this. If the protagonist dies in battle, the game will instantly end. It's super hard, too. Let's not do that. I've had too many times where you die in this game. You die a lot in this game. This difficulty is for harsher and is not recommended for players who are experienced strategists. Okay, let's just stick with normal. I played Etrian Odyssey before. I know how to play Etrian Odyssey. I am good at Etrian Odyssey games. So this will be good. This is recommended difficulty to allow the players to enjoy the distinct tension that comes from exploring the labyrinths. Let's go with normal. Correct. Let's go. Relax and enjoy the story. You bet I will. Should apologize now. There'll be this will be heavily narrative driven. Characters, art, and story depictions in the game are purely the works of fiction. Blah 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 blah. Can't even read it all. Friend bugged me on Steam. fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
A very familiar setting.
This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter. It seems you have quite a unique fate after all. The cards are whispering to me. They say that a curious incident is awaiting you. Perhaps you have a premonition of it already. Do you know who your threads of destiny will intertwine with?
Margaret's words bring back memories of a certain person's words.
Wow, you're strong.
Could this be the fate that Margaret is talking about? If this is the case, the person's name is... Enter his name. Alright, so let's be a bit of a controversial one, but we're going with Makoto. That's the name I will use for this. That's the name I kind of like more than Minato. Makoto. And his last name. I'll be right back in a quick second, because I actually forgot his last name. Alright, that's still so embarrassing I forgot his last name. I had a hunch what it was, but I was really unsure. Makoto Yuki. Gotta lower that down a bit. There we go. Okay. This name acceptable? Yes, it is.
I see. As I thought, you sensed something as well. I look forward to the story that the strands of fate will weave. Well then, until we meet again.
October 30th, 2011, the morning of the final day of the Yasogami High Culture Festival. Oh, what a time to be alive. At Tsunojima's home, where Pat is staying...
There. All done.
And we have the adorable Nanako. Nanako Dojima, Pat's younger cousin, is in the first grade. She does the housework after her mother died. Way to bring in the exposition right away, game. The table is set, and a breakfast Nanako prepared is already waiting for you.
My teacher said you need to eat well in the morning. I just know how to cook eggs, so I made sunny side up eggs and a rolled omelet. Huh? The rolled omelet turned black.
Oh no, well, let's scrape off the burnt part off and eat it.
I heard that the burnt parts are bad for you. But Dad says he likes it like that, so I always tell him he shouldn't eat it.
Oh, adorable Nanako, always looking after Dojima.
Well, thanks for the food. The eggs are yummy. Chickens are amazing. Huh? Someone's here.
Wonder who could that be at this early in the morning?
Yo,
Kanji Tatsume, a first-year underclassman of Pat. He can be very brave, but also very impulsive. That is the biggest understatement of the year, everyone.
It's Kanji. Good morning.
Kanji came to visit this morning.
sorry to show up this early in the morning, man. The old hag wouldn't shut up about me taking this to you. I thought it'd be a pain to lug all around school, so I brought it now. You don't want it, huh?
Kanji looks a little embarrassed as he produces a large bento box.
Oh, we're having breakfast right now. Let's eat it.
Huh? I don't know if you'd like it, Nanako-chan.
Oh, poor Kanji. He's adorable. Kanji spreads the food he brought out on the table. Shikizuni ni konobo maki and some simmered dishes and more simmered dishes.
Sorry, it's all brown and stuff.
It's great. Your mom is a really good cook.
You think so? cool. I'm glad to hear it. Actually, I cooked part of that. It's, that simmered one.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you cooked more than that, Kanji.
You can cook? You can make knit dolls, too. You really can do anything. When I get bigger, I want to be like you, Mr. Kanji.
That won't happen. I'll cheer you on, Miss. I like the interactions. You can actually pick, the dialogue branches. It has no effect on the story, but it does offer unique paths for, well, not unique paths, but unique dialogue trees for these conversations. I'll cheer you on.
What are you cheering her on for? Seriously, what are you gonna do if Nanako-chan does turn out like me?
Oh, come on, Kanji. We know you're a sweetheart underneath it. That big tough guy delinquent act is all, an act. You hear the sound of something that sounds like a ringing of bells.
Oh, you're gonna be late, Big Bro. There's a festival at school today, right?
It looks like as though Nanako didn't hear the sound.
Whoa, look at the time. Guess we'll have to use my secret passage.
Secret passage?
There's a hole in the school fence. It's a shortcut to the classrooms that lets you avoid the teachers.
Kanji, you're a delinquent.
Oh, crap.
Oh boy.
That's so cool.
Cool? Not really. I mean, Senpai, come on, stop glaring at me!
Hey, no one messes with his precious Nanako. So yeah, at this point in Persona 4, this is during the Culture Festival. It'll pass 2 in the afternoon. The beauty pageant and other events have ended, and the Culture Festival is coming to a close. We missed the best part of Persona 4. The class displays a group date cafe. There are no customers, but of course.
Today's the last day of the Culture Festival, but there's no one here at all.
Yosuke Hanamura, Pat's classmate and good friend. His father manages the Juna store.
I hear all the other classes are in full swing.
Chie-san Tanaka, Pat's classmate and girl who loves both kung fu and meat.
Oh, and I was kind of interested in this group date. I wonder why it's not catching on.
I can probably name several reasons why it's not catching on. Yukiko Amagi, Pat's classmate and the only child of the owner of the long-standing Amagi Inn.
Man, I'm glad it isn't. There's nowhere else to rest.
Way to go, Kanji.
I like it. No one's taking pictures of me or making awkward small talk. Great plan, Yosuke-senpai.
Rise Kujikawa, a first-year student with nationwide celebrity as an idol, though she is currently on leave.
If that was my plan, then I would have suggested a quiet zone to begin with.
There's one last event to finish off this festival later today, right? I wonder what it's going to be about.
I heard there'll be a karaoke booth with no sign-ups needed.
Wouldn't it draw too large a crowd if you sang Rise-san?
Naoto Shiragami, a first-year student and Pat's underclassman, a brilliant detective who aids police.
I won it! It'll be my second grand victory after the cross-dressing pageant.
I thought we agreed never to talk about that. Teddy, a strange creature from the world inside the TV. He is currently living in Yosuke's closet. A fitting place for him.
When I grow up, I'm gonna be a singing, dancing magician. Do you want to see my magic trick, huh? How about it? Well, if you insist. A 1, a 2, and a 3! Ta-da! My transformation into a gorgeous prince is complete.
All you did was take off your costume.
So, what did you think, Sensei? Were you shocked and amazed?
I'm gonna go with I'm used to seeing that already.
Oh my, have you lost that love and feeling? My heart burns stronger when I get the cold shoulder, Senpai.
Ugh, Teddy. And there's that mysterious bell again. That sound.
What was that just now?
It sounded like bells.
It was different than our usual school bell, though, huh?
Oh! What is it? I heard that the Kinjiro Ninamiya statue runs around the schoolyard in the middle of the night.
What does that have to do with anything?
Besides, we don't have one of those statues here.
It's a common story as one of the school's 7 horrors. Does this school have its own urban legends?
Like I said, the statue runs around the...
We don't have one!
Oh, but the second one's impressive too. The eyes of the Mozart bust in the music room.
Oh. All they do is glow?
Gotta admit, that's pretty underwhelming, even for your
All
standards.
the statue does is run.
Touche, I guess. Touche.
Again, we have no statue.
Of course we don't, because it ran away. Keep up, Chie.
The third one is, if you write your wish in the logbook of the nurse's office, it'll come true.
Isn't that just a superstition?
Yukiko continues telling her story.
Okay, but here's the main point I wanted to get to.
So you did have a point.
Can you guess the 6th one?
Everyone dies.
Whoever hears the bell of the clock tower to the end.
We don't have a clock tower either.
Although, as I recall, supposedly there was one here once. I heard it from the principal before.
You know, I think you're right. But I'm pretty sure that was before we were in grade school.
So, what happens when you hear the bells to the end?
You die.
Called it.
Dude, that's such a cliche.
It is a cliche, but it was also very easy to call.
You breathe your last?
Rephrasing it doesn't make it better.
He has a point.
Okay, enough about that story. That bell probably means the post-festival event's starting. Let's go.
Chie quickly leaves the classroom. What a baby.
Chie left.
I believe anyone our age still gets creeped out by the 7 horror stuff.
Are you scared?
No, not at all.
Interesting. Naoto, as cool as always. Cool-headed. In the hallway of Yasogami High. Margaret, resident of the Velvet Room, is standing here in the bustling hall. I didn't know you were here.
I've been allowed to have a fortune-telling booth here. It's just a way to pass the time.
Hey, Senpai, who's this beautiful lady? You never told me about her.
Me neither. I can't let this pass.
And we've got the jealous... We got the jealous crush on us, and we've got the ravenous bear who wants a piece of Margaret. Go figure. You explain that she's a resident of the Velvet Room when you where your persona fusions are performed.
Oh, you mean that place you've mentioned before?
But didn't you say the owner had a long nose? Does it stretch?
No, our good pal Igor is not in this game for whatever reason.
It doesn't stretch, and he was not referring to myself. I'd be curious to know what you told your friends about us.
Oh, sorry. We're...
There's no need for introductions. I know about all of you.
You can't put anything past Margaret.
That aside, did you hear that sound earlier?
What sound? Oh, right. Thought the post-festival thing was starting.
I see. So you did hear it. That sound did not come from reality. I heard it from my fortune-telling booth after all.
From your booth?
Though it has no master, the fortune-telling room is a simplified velvet room. The velvet room is inseparable from a guest's fate.
So the Velvet Room pretty much stalks us all around our adventures. Go figure.
Absolutely nothing meaningless happens there.
That is a lie.
So then, if a sound was heard there, it was by necessity?
Maybe you just dropped a bell or something?
Yes, Kanji. We dropped a bell in the Velvet Room that was loud enough for everyone to hear.
Indeed, something is happening. Or rather, something is about to begin.
She ignored me.
Of course she did, Kanji. That was a dumb assertion.
Well, I guess all we can do is check out this fortune-telling booth. This Velvet Room's where they've been helping you out all this time, right?
You raise an interesting point. If you all heard the sound, then it must be related to all of you. Will you please follow me? It's this way.
Margaret begins leading the way.
So, hey, Yukiko, what's the 7th story?
Well, if you've heard the 6th leading up to it, supposedly something will appear.
What? That sounds like the 100 stories. Wah!
What's wrong?
Oh, there was a spider crawling by my feet and... Huh? It's gone.
A spider?
Must have been my imagination. Come on, let's go.
Well, that wasn't ominous at all. There's a hallway in front of the fortune-telling booth.
It's through here. Please be careful. As I feared, it is somewhat unstable.
Unstable?
Time. It's unstable.
Let's go in, Senpai.
Alright, and we're entering the Velvet Room. You step into the darkness within the fortune-telling booth. Wow. It seems rather large for just a booth. It's bigger on the inside. Well then, we borrowed Time Lord technology.
Wide open space.
What is the meaning of this? And what are these doors? Two doors and 4 locks? What could these be?
They weren't originally here?
No. It was a small room, easily filled by a desk and a chair.
And how did that turn into this giant void without anyone on the outside knowing?
There wasn't space for doors such as these naturally.
Obviously, but how did this happen with no one noticing?
Could the room have changed because I brought you all here?
Hold on, Margaret, hold on. Question. Okay, so you knew, before going in, you thought the room was very small. Why would you try leading the entire group into the Velvet Room if it was that small to begin with? You following me here, Margaret?
What do you mean? Stop saying weird things. Can we leave? I say we get out of here for now.
Chie, it may not be the smartest idea. Chie heads for the exit. And there's that ominous bell again. The sound of the ringing bell is clearer than before. That's not a good sign.
We may have been summoned.
Been summoned?
By who?
I'd like to investigate this for a while. If you find something, please call for me.
You hear Chie from outside. Great, what does she find now?
We should head out too, Senpai.
And I think, yeah, kind of an odd place to end it, but that'll do it for this episode of Let's Play Persona Q. I do apologize for the lack of commentary. This is all, you know, story progress. We have to go through a lot of story exposition before we can get into a lot of the action stuff in this game. So, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out the other... Actually, no, there are other parts in this series. Be sure to look out for future parts of this series. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, everyone, this is Gamalad, signing off.